Eye-Opener for May 19th, 2026. The Importance of Solutions. You know, when Chris wrote the book titled Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America, he wrote it for several reasons. The following are just 3 of those reasons. The first reason was to provide historic context as to why this book was necessary. By providing examples of the times that the United States of America overstepped its boundaries, meaning extending itself beyond its borders, both those borders as defined by that nation and those borders defined by that nation's policies and laws. In that regard, the author Chris Osman provides examples of America intervening in the affairs of sovereign nations to benefit American interests, or, more accurately, the interest of wealthy Americans and wealthy corporations based in the United States. A few examples include the way in which America has sought to overthrow governments like that of Guatemala's democratically elected leadership in 1954. In that instance, the CIA led a coup because Guatemala's president wanted to nationalize his country's farmland to benefit his own people, instead of those resources benefiting an American company called United Fruit. Another instance cited is when America's military took control of the poppy fields in Afghanistan after the attacks on 9/11. In that instance, though 70% of the world's opium was coming out of Afghanistan, its availability was not diminished, even after America's military controlled those fields. And the United States subsequently suffered an opioid epidemic, which benefited wealthy pharmaceutical companies while its military controlled the means to end or curtail such an epidemic. And there were, of course, many more examples cited in that book, which provided context for the next reason Mr. Osman wrote it. A reason that sought to help Americans be more discerning as they seek to determine the truth, as opposed to those words uttered by their leaders. The book hoped to help the American voter analyze what they're being told by their leaders and by the media, and to compare and contrast those things to what was seen in reality. Though written in 2018, the book couldn't be more relevant than it is today, as it would have helped people analyze the disparity between what Donald Trump and Netanyahu say about Iran's nuclear ambitions and what we see Iran do in regards to controlling that region. For example, if Iran posed such a threat to the rest of the world, either nuclear or otherwise, why wouldn't it have already taken control of the Hormuz Strait prior to being attacked by the US and Israel? A discerning individual would wonder why a nation as evil as that described by Israel and America wouldn't have sought to make money off of the Hormuz Strait over the decades. As for another example, the book questions why America went to war with Afghanistan but not Saudi Arabia after 9/11, given that 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. While these examples might be obvious in hindsight, the book seeks to help people determine and extract these truths in real time, as opposed to 10 years later after the details of such activities have been declassified. And then there was the third reason that the author wrote this book. Far too often, Mr. Osman had witnessed the media and its reporters, at least those in corporate media, discuss and complain about all of the terrible things happening in the world today. Few, if any, of these news outlets, however, were providing solutions to any of the problems that Americans and the world faced. And it wasn't like there weren't solutions, because plenty of people, scientists, economists, political leaders, etc., were presenting answers to some of the biggest issues we all faced. The problem, however, was that the answers didn't seem to benefit the wealthiest amongst us, and were therefore suppressed and ignored by most, if not all, news outlets owned and operated by billionaires. And while these 3 were some of the primary reasons for writing this book, there were others. Things like pointing out the fact that the wealthy are not necessarily the smartest or the most ambitious amongst us, but are instead sometimes simply the greediest. A fact that is becoming ever more apparent as they seek to ruin the only habitat that mankind can currently live within to date. Just who do they think these data centers that require as much energy as entire states and more fresh water than is available for current populations? Who do the rich think the masses will blame once they can no longer afford electricity nor any fresh drinking water?
For more solutions to the biggest issues we all face today, pick up your copy of Chris Osman's book, Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America, at Amazon.com. And for more videos like this and those that ask the questions that need to be asked, check out the YouTube channel by Chris Osman. Just search CHRIS space OSSMAN with the term Daily Eye Opener and find out why there are more and more conspiracies and fewer conspiracy theories in the world today. And while you're there, please like the videos and subscribe to the YouTube channel so Chris can continue posting these truths.